Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and we are live. This is episode 4 of the Bell Call podcast. It's been 2 weeks since we did the third episode, but of course, I'm joined by my co-host Noah Kaser here.
What's up, everybody? How you doing?
Good. And this is going to be a little short episode here. Not too much news has come out that we want to talk about, but we do have, of course, some topics to discuss. We got, of course, our daily Raw and SmackDown recap from this week that we will talk about. We're going to talk about Seth Rollins possibly having discussions about him having a creative role in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
We will also talk about the AEW Grand Slam Australia ring controversy that went on.
Oh God!
And I did not watch Grand Slam Australia, but I did see how small that ring was. So we will get into that.
That looks about as small as my. Oh, sorry. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All jokes. Maybe no.
But yeah, Noah will get to that when we talk about that. Then we also will show off Triple H unveiled new men and women's titles for the WWE ID. And also we'll get into the WrestleMania 42 location, which it is confirmed, but WWE has yet to promote it as of yet, but we actually do got confirmation where it's going to be. So, yeah, we're going to discuss all that. But before we get into the topics, just want to talk about NXT from last night. We saw Moose from TNA make an appearance on NXT, which was cool. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to what Moose is going to do in NXT. And we have confirmation that next week on NXT, the Hardy Boys, the NXT Tag Team Champions, are going to be on NXT. So
I'm talking about a shit-eating grin. I had a shit-eating grin on my face. I'm like, yeah. I usually don't watch the whole thing of NXT, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch it from now on. One, we got Ricky Starks or Saints.
Yeah, his name is now Ricky Saints.
A lot of people are hating on that name. I'm like, no matter what that name was going to be, people were going to complain anyways. Starks, I think it would be hard to be named that, especially with where he came from and how little he was used. I think that's a good idea. Ricky Saints, he got to keep his first name. You can put that on t-shirts. Mm-hmm. Saints, it's a name. It's a name. It's not like they took the last name away and he's just Ricky.
Yeah.
That would be stupid. One thing about NXT is what they've been doing the past couple of weeks with Waller and Theory. They've done more progression with the breakup storyline than what the main roster shows did for about 8 months to a year. They set that up really, really well.
Yeah, because they were teasing that on the main roster of Waller and Theory breaking up, but it's going to be happening down in NXT.
Which I think is the right place for it. I mean, yeah, Waller's a good wrestler. He's a good heel. The issue is he's not the monster heel that everybody wants it to be. Everybody wants him to be like the next Miz, the WWE MJF. That's what they want him to be. Developed enough. Yeah, he's good in the ring. He's not that big of a star. Put him down in NXT for about another year. Stick the NXT title on him. Give him good matches, good pushes. Keep Theory down there. Have him and Waller go back and forth, and maybe have them be like a Theory and Owens type of feud. Or for us, a Rock Austin, a Cena Orton, a Cena Punk, a Shawn Taker. That's what we want to see from this. because right now we don't have anybody. We don't have anybody down in NXT who I'm really all that into, who's a champion. I mean, two of my people are gone now. Well, no. One person is gone, and that's Roxanne Perez. She's up on the main roster.
Yeah, she's going to be officially on the main roster now.
And Cora's going to be on there by next year. And
maybe after WrestleMania. Maybe we'll see her on the Raw after WrestleMania.
I'm pushing for that because she's ready for it. I'm afraid she's injury prone. We'll see, because some of those NXT women aren't really all that. It's not that they're trained. It's just not, they haven't had enough in-ring experience like Roxanne and Cora did, because Cora and Elena, I called her by her first ring name. For anybody who doesn't know, for Cora Jade on the Indies, she was named Elena Black. So for her and Roxanne, they have been wrestling since they were 15 or 16 years old. So they know what they're doing. They've had the proper training. They've been on multiple shows. They know how to prevent almost any injury. They know how to protect their opponent. Now, I want this to be a massive thing. I love NXT. I really do. We're never going to get back to the black and gold original, where it was a wrestling show instead of the game show, which was god awful. But
yeah, I remember those days of NXT.
I'll say this: I remember watching it live in Columbus, Ohio, at Nationwide Arena before it was the March 25th, 2010 episode of SmackDown, back when it wasn't live and it was taped on Tuesdays. They taped an episode of NXT beforehand, and I got to see Byron Saxton as a heel wrestler in training.
That's how we all
being a heel, and I'm like,
that's how we all got introduced to Byron.
Yeah, and now he got injured. I think he had to retire. I think.
Yeah, because after that he's now part of the commentary team. He was a part of the commentary team.
Yeah.
Now he's just a color commentator for backstage.
Which, I mean, hey,
he does a good job with it.
He's making more money than you and I will ever see. So I mean,
exactly.
Why can't you hire me, Hunter? Hire my ass. I was gonna say I want to talk to Braun Strowman, but no, I don't. Just stick me in the NXT area. That's what I want. But
no one wants to speak to Braun Strowman, so he could join the Strowman Express.
I have a Strowman Express shirt in there, so I mean, hey. But that was NXT. I'm telling you what, NXT is the hottest brand right now for a reason. I love the main roster.
In a partnership.
I love the main roster. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. I'm still in with Cody. I'm still in with my girl, Alexa Bliss. God bless her. She's back after 2 years. I'm happy.
I know.
I'm still in it for my boy, John Cena's year-long retirement tour. But NXT has the better women's division. They have younger women who are going to carry WWE through. Which there is another topic that I'm going to throw in there once we get to Seth, because there was something else teased a while back, but we'll get into that once we get there. But let's get into Raw and SmackDown recaps.
Yeah. Before we get into that, we got some comments. Our buddy Luke Ponto. What's up, Luke?
What's up, Luke? What are you doing? Watch a movie. Watch a movie.
He's probably watching a movie.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. Killer Agent says hi. What's up, Killer Agent?
What's up, Killer Agent? Who have you killed, and who are you an agent for?
Ethan Ruther says, bring on Zach Goller for this. Yeah,
I could probably get a hold of him.
And we got a first super chat in here. Josh Carlos, 98. With these fantasy booking of multi-person matches at Mania 41, you'd think this is WrestleMania 2000 all over again. Also, what are your favorite Bret Hart matches?
Okay. I'm going to let you go first.
My favorite Bret Hart matches, of course, him and Owen. And by far, my favorite match is him versus Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania. It was WrestleMania 13.
Yep.
Yeah, WrestleMania 13, that awesome classic submission match. Just absolutely fantastic.
Masterclass of submission.
Yeah. And it was refereed by Ken Shamrock.
Yep.
Which, I met Ken Shamrock, awesome guy. And my favorite feud that Bret Hart had was with Stone Cold Steve Austin. I thought it was a perfectly booked feud. I really liked when Stone Cold he ended up injuring Bret Hart on that Monday Night Raw, where he ended up taking out Bret's knee, and he was in the front of the ambulance, and he attacked Bret Hart, and you just saw British Bulldog Owen Hart just beating the hell out of him after he came out of the ambulance. So, of course, that was part of the whole, Hart Foundation.
Yep.
That they were a part of, which I really enjoyed the Hart Foundation.
For me, I don't think there's any other match that I could say that even tops those. Those are his top 3 best matches. I mean, sure, he had some stuff in WCW, but nothing like that. We're not even going to bring up the 2010 era, because that was it was nice to see him.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't need to have a match with Vince McMahon at WrestleMania 26.
Yeah, that was terrible.
You really didn't. That was something.
That was just done. That was just done to put an end to the Montreal Screwjob stuff.
Which, by the way, I think a lot of people.
Gotta add, that's another one of my favorite matches. Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels.
Yep.
At Survivor Series in '97.
Yep. That's a really good one. I think that is probably. That's one of my favorite matches. If the screw job didn't happen, it would have been a much better match and ended better. But it turned out better for everybody. I mean, Shawn got his closure. Bret fully forgave him. We don't know if that's true, but on TV, in kayfabe, they forgave each other.
And that was when Shawn Michaels was still with so-called DX. It was just him and Triple H.
Yeah. Which, I mean, hey, we got some closure with it, so we had that. With the fantasy bookings, okay, I don't think it's going to be another WrestleMania 2000. I think because they know what they have, we're going to get some multi-person matches, but it's not going to be like it's every single match. I think we'll get a handful like we need to. With the Rollins, Reigns, and Punk match. I think that needs to happen. Because I hate to say it, Punk and Rhodes would be a good match. You don't need the title there for it, though.
No.
You don't need the title for it. You can do a feud where Punk turns heel.
There's been talk that might be the plan.
And that's fine. Have him go full heel after Cody doesn't have the title anymore, and have that feud go on.
And Punk is better as a heel.
Yeah, he's way better. With the multi-person matches, I'm fine as long as you don't give me tag team. Give me a triple threat.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Because we've had that. We've had a WrestleMania like that, multiple manias where it's been a tag team match after tag team match after tag team match, and then, oh look, classic singles match. Yeah. Instead, now, I think what we need is a triple threat, followed by 2 singles matches, a tag team match. If you want to throw in a fatal 4-way, give me a fatal 4-way. That's fine. But no, I don't think it's going to be like WrestleMania 2000 again. No, they're with Hunter and the new regime. They're not that stupid. They know how to put the show.
They're no Vince McMahon.
Yeah, Vince saw that and he went, I'm feeling lazy. So he just did it.
Well, thank you, Josh Carlos 98 for the $5.
Thank you.
He's like, nah, just chilling. Also, so happy I'm going to see the monkey on Friday. Lucky.
Hey, you're going to see my ex-girlfriend? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
And Josh Carlos 98 said, what are Rollins, Roman, and Punk fighting for in the triple threat?
It's not going to be for anything. It's pretty much just because the Punk and Rollins storyline isn't fully done yet. Yes, they had their final match, but there was still some heat there. And with Roman, they're going to do a thing where I think that Paul Heyman is going to turn on Reigns at WrestleMania. And that's going to be the favor. Yeah, that's going to be the favorite because everybody remembers that Paul Heyman still owes Punk a favor.
Yeah, that's where it's gonna go.
And if they do it correctly, that's fine.
Yeah, I would be fine with it.
It's not going to be for title, but that's fine. I mean, Reigns has had a title for 4 years. Rollins doesn't need a title right now, and Punk, he needs to be heel Punk to have a title and have it mean something right now, I think. But yeah, it's not really going to be for anything.
And with Paul Heyman doing that, that signifies that that's going to be the end of him being in the bloodline.
Yep.
They book triple threat tournaments a lot, to be fair. They do.
They do. They really do.
Triple H loves his tournaments.
He loves his tournaments, but at least the tournaments mean something.
Yeah.
Here, at least they mean something compared to AEW where you fight and you get a fucking ring. Or you get the signed chair. Or you get this or you get that. You don't get a championship match. You just win the tournament.
Yeah, you just win it. Yeah, there you go.
Or you win a cup. Yay, the Owen Hart Cup.
Yeah, big cup.
Yeah. Why don't you carry it around with you every freaking week and have it mean something? Or have it be there at ringside instead of it's on TV for 3-4 weeks. You don't see it till next year. Yeah. And Owen Hart is a massive deal. He's a legend.
After those 3 to 4 weeks, we're like,
gone.
Where is it?
Where did it go? Who knows? It's up the ass of Tony Khan. There's plenty of shit up there. So I'm sure he can fit the cup up there.
Yeah, just get the neuralizer from Men in Black.
Well, yeah. What cup?
Yeah, what cup? Yeah, but, what cup is this?
But what cup do you speak of?
Yeah. But then I was gonna do the neutralizer thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hold on, we get the clip. Yeah, this is AEW's response to people that are like, oh, so excited with the tournament, and then 3 to 4 weeks come, and here you go.
Sorry.
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect.
What do you mean?
Tony Khan is like, no, Tony Khan is Will Smith there. He's like, sorry.
Oh no, he doesn't even have that much of respect. He doesn't even say sorry. It's
Now getting into the Raw and SmackDown recap, which SmackDown, no, I have to say, SmackDown was on Friday. These 3 hours are just a killer to sit through. So much filler with these shows, being 3 hours. I cannot wait until SmackDown goes back to 2 hours, hopefully in May or June.
Mm-hmm.
These 3 hours are just a test for the USA Network to see how well SmackDown would do in 3 hours. And they made a wrong decision in having these 3 hours.
I think
it feels like we're watching Monday Night Raw all over again.
Yeah. I think that there's good things about it. There really are. The thing is, once we get past Mania, I think that'll be the main test. Or once we get past the Chamber, a couple weeks before we get to Mania. That's your main test. What can you do with this 3 hours to build Mania? If you can't build Mania in 3 hours for 2 or 3 weeks in a row, then you're not going to get me excited for Mania.
Yeah.
Now,
And
one thing that's
it's
going
been
to suck.
it's been a slow build, I feel
Yeah.
like.
I
Like
think
there's no
after
excitement. Like there's no excitement yet.
no, not like last year. Last year they made it the Avengers Endgame of WWE. This is where everything changes. Everybody's gone. This is the end of an era. Well, now we're in a new era, and the new era started last Mania. This Mania, we had our expectations set high. Here's the thing. We didn't know that Cena was going to be retiring. Granted, that's where a lot of people are going to the Mania.
Yeah. I'm
And that's
not.
where a lot of people. No.
I
I don't have that money.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to.
I'm glad I attended last year's WrestleMania. That was my first WrestleMania. And what a great show it was.
If it comes to Philly again, I'm just gonna come with you and say, Michael, I'm coming with you.
There you go. You can make the trip.
Yeah.
But hey, it's on the East Coast. It's almost local.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, hey. Or you could do it in fucking Columbus, Ohio at the Shoe where the Buckeyes play 100,000 people. Just saying. Just spitballing there. It's fine. With SmackDown, there's not much to talk about here.
Yeah. I'll go over the results.
Yeah.
Women's Elimination Chamber qualifying match: Chelsea Green versus Naomi. Obviously, Naomi ended up winning. Split like a moonsault to Chelsea Green. Why was Chelsea Green in this Elimination Chamber qualifying match? She is the Women's United States Champion. It doesn't make any sense to have your Women's United States Champion qualify for Elimination Chamber match.
It makes no sense because we already know she's not going to win. We already know she's not winning it. Because, one, my question is, are they even going to have her defend the title at Mania? Because she hasn't defended it hardly at all.
They haven't done nothing with these women's mid-card titles. The United States title and the Intercontinental title.
With Lyra, they're actually trying now. They're setting it up and they're trying. With Chelsea, she's fine. I like her as a comedy act. I mean, she's nice.
She's got that comedic side to her. Now,
turn her heel. Make her go crazy again. Then you got yourself a crazy, funny heel, and we want her back.
She is a heel though. But
yeah,
not that like menacing heel.
No, not like she was the crazy version of herself in TNA. That's what I want.
You know what they need to do? Like that craziness that you mentioned in TNA. Mm-hmm. Remember when she was in Lucha Underground and she was known as Reclusa and she had that match with Penta?
Yep.
That's the Chelsea Green that we need.
But a lot of the women in the WWE can't do that, though. That's the issue. Now, the women who can, they're in NXT. Mm-hmm. Or they're their main stars. Like, I'd like to see her have that type of a match with a Rhea Ripley. Because Rhea could stand toe-to-toe with that Chelsea.
Yeah.
Or
that would be great.
Yeah. And what was next after that?
Motor Machine Guns versus Los Gaza, Angel and Humberto. Obviously, Motor Machine Guns won. I think, after Motor Machine Guns lost those tag team titles, their quality has dwindled on SmackDown. And it's like they never fully recovered.
No, what I'm hoping is, like most years, what do we get at WrestleMania for the tag titles there, Michael?
I think we're going to get maybe once again DIY and Motor Machine Guns. And then we're going to have Motor Machine Guns defeat DIY at WrestleMania, giving them their WrestleMania moment.
Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking ladder match again. I'm thinking they're going to do a ladder match because they seem to have a ladder match for a tag team title or a title every year. More than likely, for years it was the Money in the Bank. That was the ladder match.
which they need to bring back Money in the Bank for WrestleMania. Just scrap the pay-per-view.
Yeah, because it is a big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah, ever since they created just a separate pay-per-view for Money in the Bank, a Money in the Bank gimmick means nothing. When it was at WrestleMania, it was something special.
It
And I
meant
remember,
something.
and I remember watching the very first Money in the Bank match at WrestleMania 21.
Yep,
That's pretty much my all-time favorite Money in the Bank match. Is the first
I'm a
ever
little bit biased though. I'm a little biased because I was at the pay-per-view in 2015, so I'm a little biased. But if
right.
if I had to pick my favorite match, my favorite Money in the Bank match would probably be WrestleMania 24. That's a really solid one. 23, that's really fun.
22 was another one.
Yeah.
Where that one spot where Matt Hardy suplexed Ric Flair off the top of the ladder.
Yep. And Jeff Hardy did his swanton. I believe that was 23. I think that was 23. I think. Maybe. But yeah, I'm hoping we get a ladder match, because what better way to put over the Motor City Machine Guns in a WrestleMania match than in a tag team ladder match?
In Vegas, baby.
In Vegas.
Yeah, but overall, it was a quick match here. Motor City Machine Guns and Los Garza. Then we had an awful segment with LA Knight and Nakamura and The Miz, which led to Miz versus LA Knight, which this was awful. Knight ended up winning the match. What more else? Nakamura then rolled into the ring after the match, and both Knight and Nakamura were face to face. Looks like we're going to begin a rematch for the United States Championship at Elimination Chamber between Knight and Nakamura.
Mm-hmm.
So, Knight's not going to win it, in my opinion.
No.
It's still going to be on Nakamura.
And they're not doing much with him. So
yeah, sadly they're not doing much with Nakamura. I thought this was supposed to be Nakamura's, like, sort of, what would you say, like his like
his reinvigoration.
Like, yeah. But they haven't showcased it. I thought this was going to be Nakamura's, like, rise again.
Yeah, but now they gave him the slow, creepy entrance theme, which is fine. That's not Nakamura, but it's okay.
Yeah. It's still a great entrance, though. Don't get me
so
wrong.
great.
It's better than the heel entrance theme that he had, where they're like, oh, that's all he got, like that.
Yeah,
this is much better. And next was R-Truth versus Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes ended up winning squash match.
But it's nice to see him get a win.
It's nice to see Carmelo Hayes finally get a win. I mean, he's been on a losing streak.
Now maybe we can turn this around and maybe get him versus a Nakamura and give him a title run with the U.S. title and show everybody who he was in NXT.
Exactly.
But now we're just riding. We're riding the wave a little bit. Just riding the wave. And here's the thing, though, right? Speaking for just you and I, how long have we been watching wrestling?
I've been watching since 2000, so this year will be 25 years.
I've been watching since roughly mid to late 2007, but I've seen a lot of stuff back, so you might as well say I've seen all of that. How many times have we been screwed over by any company?
A lot. The number one is Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
His whole reign.
We are the type of people where we will take any wrestling that we can get, and we wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
Because it's very rare. And myself and Michael will literally tell you, it's not every year or every couple of years that we get a show like a WrestleMania 40, where it's that good,
Yeah.
or
And
where
New Orleans, which
yeah,
was a great crowd.
yeah, there's no way. This year, we're on a bit of a slow spurt.
Mhm.
Cena's retirement kind of halted a lot of plans, but that's okay. But what happened on the rest of SmackDown?
So on the rest of SmackDown, we had Pretty Deadly and DIY, where they Pretty Deadly want to be, new the tag team champions, and Ciampa ended up telling them that their dreams of becoming new tag team champions are dead. And without doubt, we're probably going to get a match between these two. I'm not a fan of Pretty Deadly. Their gimmick is awful. We had a Kevin Owens promo where he ended up saying that in the last few months he got stabbed in the back by 3 people he thought were his brothers. He ended up challenging Sami Zayn to a match at Elimination Chamber, which that's going to be, a very good match, which we will get to when we talk about Raw from Monday. We had Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax. This was a women's championship match, and the match ended in a disqualification. So, because Candice LeRae got on the ring apron, she tripped Stratton up. Ref called for the bell. Trish Stratus, who was also there, she jumped the barricade and she threw Candice aside. We had Nia Jax climb up the second rope. Trish ended up getting the ring and pushed Nia Jax to the outside. Nia Jax got back into the ring, landed a splash in the corner onto Trish Stratus. And this is, setting up for a match with Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a pillow and a blanket.
I
don't care.
I'm just gonna watch it. That might be my. I'm gonna go and have a pee break match.
Yeah, that's your pee break match.
It. I mean, the only reason they have Trish there is because it's in Toronto. That's basically it.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
I mean, it's just a way to get her on the show, which is fine, but it's not going to lead to anything special at Mania. I mean, it's just going to extend out nothing.
Yeah, it's a one-off because Trish Stratus is going to be at Elimination Chamber in Toronto. That's basically it. That's why they're doing it.
Yeah, it's semi-retirement. She's semi-retired.
How many times have these WWE legends come out and say, "Oh, this is my retirement match," and then, "Oh, we come back and we have another match."
Trish, probably her 5th.
Yeah,
probably her 5th.
We had Shawn Michaels do that, where he technically should take on Undertaker and Kane. I think that was in Saudi.
Yep,
that was an awful match.
I couldn't even watch it.
Lita.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they don't stick to their word when they say, "Oh, we're retiring." We had Jacob Fatu versus Damian Priest versus Braun Strowman. This was the main event of SmackDown Elimination Chamber qualifying match. And, of course, we had Damian Priest win the match. He landed the South of Heaven onto Strowman, and he got the cover on him. And, of course, we had a brawl on the outside with Cody Rhodes and also Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga. So more Bloodline feuding with them. But overall, SmackDown, very mid-show it was. Awful.
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, it was fine. We've had much worse this year, but I thought it was fine. If I'm being nice.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Moving on to Monday Night Raw, we had Sami Zayn. He started off Monday Night Raw where he ended up coming out saying that it's been a rough few weeks after he was piled dry by Kevin Owens a few weeks back on I think it was on SmackDown.
Yeah.
He talked about, him and Kevin Owens' history, how he was, going through pool halls in Toronto to NXT to WWE. Adam Pearce ended up coming out because Sami Zayn wants a fight with Kevin Owens in Toronto at Elimination Chamber. Pearce was like, I'm not making the match official. The answer is no. But Sami Zayn kept egging on Adam Pearce, saying, "Oh, I want this match. I want this match." And unfortunately, the match ends up, being announced. But Adam Pearce ended up saying that, in Toronto, it's going to be Kevin Owens one-on-one with Sami Zayn, but it's not official. It's going to be a unsanctioned match between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens in Toronto at Elimination Chamber, which I am looking forward to.
I am looking forward to it. They're going to beat the hell out of each other. It's going to be violent. It's going to be great. It's going to be in their home area, in their home country.
And we've seen Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens go at it before, and they deliver very good matches.
It's probably going to be the best match on the show, hands down. Hands down, best match on the show.
Hands down. We had Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles, which I thought was a very good match here.
Yeah.
Styles got the win, of course, where we had Dominic rolled up Styles. Styles kicked out. Dominic went for the Hurricanrana, but Styles countered that into a Styles clash. And so that was how Styles ended up winning. And the cracks in the Judgment Day are forming.
Yep. Finn is fed up with it. Finn doesn't want any other members, even though they need a couple more members to make them a little bit more of a legitimate threat. With Priest not there and Rhea not there anymore, Finn's the head of it. Issue is he's not delivering much of anything anymore. He's just kind of there. What everybody is interested in is Liv and Dom. They're the main thing keeping the bloodline together. Carlito's just kind of there.
Carlito's just there. He's like the third wheel.
And he's collecting a paycheck. So I mean, God bless him. He's there. He's wrestling. He's doing his thing. And JD, he's healing up. Injured. So I mean, hey,
We had Ivy Nile versus Dakota Kai. This was a number one contenders match. The woman who won the match would face Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. This was just a very mid match here. Obviously, Dakota Kai won. She ended up winning the match with a GTK on Ivy Nile. And Ivy Nile talking about, I'm going to be, the next Women's Intercontinental Champion. I thought that's what we were going for because she kept on mentioning it. I thought Ivy Nile would be Lyra's first opponent for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. But we are getting a rematch for, that was in the finals of the tournament. So we're going to be seeing that next week on Monday Night Raw, Dakota Kai versus Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And it should be a decent match between them.
I'm happy about that because Ivy, she's decent, but Dakota Kai's had a rough go of it with injury after injury after injury. So I think
how she's injury prone.
So I think if you're going to give her a championship match, do it on Raw. She's not going to win the championship. I mean, Lyra is one of the future the pillar on the main roster now, where she's going to be continually there for about 10 years, and she's going to build everybody up again. So I think that's where we're heading with her. Kai isn't going to win it. I love Dakota Kai. I always have. It's just that they don't see her as a massive star, which is unfortunate, but it's okay.
But look at what she did down in NXT. You tell that she was a star down there.
Yeah, and they're just too concerned with Rhea and Becky and Liv and Nia to even give her a chance.
Yeah, if your name is not any of those, then you're not going anywhere.
Or Charlotte or
Flair,
Becky but
every time I hear Charlotte's name, I got to roll my eyes.
Hey, at least they're giving Tiffany a shot. They're giving her a shot. They're giving Lyra a shot, and you can automatically tell that they see Roxanne Perez as a massive, massive star already.
Without a doubt, we'll get to Roxanne Perez soon.
Right.
She had a match on Monday Night Raw. We had a promo from Gunther where he walked out to the arena. He was in the concourse and he was mocking Jey Uso's entrance. He was trying to get the crowd to do the yeet, which was funny. He ended up coming down the stairs. He was like, "Oh, what's that smell?" He was pretty much saying that it stinks in the crowd because I guess he was referencing, there are some wrestling fans that, if you go to these indie shows,
They smell.
Wrestling fans, they don't use deodorant, and I've seen some people when I go to indie shows that are like that.
There's this thing, right? It's a brand new concept, okay? It's called deodorant. It's called hot water, cold water, soap, and a towel afterwards. And then there's this thing called, if you really want to fucking smell good, it's called cologne.
There you go.
Some of you fuckers should try it. And I'm not just talking about any wrestling fans, even when you go to a Walmart. My God. If you think it stinks at a wrestling show, go to a Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
God dang.
Yeah. And then pretty much Gunther was saying, "Oh, do you think Jey Uso stands a chance with me at WrestleMania?" And he goes to Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, climbed up on the commentary table, and he was telling Pat McAfee, "Do you think I'm really have a chance to beat Jey Uso, or does Jey Uso really think that he has a chance to beat me at WrestleMania?" So Pat McAfee was like all like nervous. So Michael Cole, he was trying to protect McAfee. He was like, "Oh, be careful," which, Pat McAfee and Michael Cole, they are the best commentary team in WWE today.
Yep.
They have a lot of fun together. You could tell. So we had McAfee end up saying that anything can happen, and he hopes Jey beats Gunther at WrestleMania, which that made Gunther furious. He took off his jacket and he approached McAfee, which, does that stand up for something? Maybe you get Gunther versus Pat McAfee.
Maybe we get that at SummerSlam.
Yeah. And that led to Jey Uso coming out. We had a brawl between the both of them. Officials, security end up pulling them apart. But strong segment it was. I really enjoyed this segment.
Really fun. Michael plays a chicken very, very well. But I enjoy it. They're getting me invested in this storyline. I was not into Jey winning, but since we're in it, there's nothing we can do about it. I've had my whine, bitch, and moan session, and I just have to expect it. I'm just fully accepting it now. He is going to be in the main event, or maybe in the main event of Mania. Yeah. But they're doing a great job of building this. I just hope they don't blow their load too early and not leave anything left in the tank for a couple weeks beforehand.
Yeah, I agree. Next, we had Pete Dunne versus Penta. This was a pretty good match here. Penta is on the winning streak. I like how the way that they're building Penta. Mm-hmm. Much better than what Tony Khan was doing in AEW with Penta.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. And we had Kaiser end up getting involved here where he was just at ringside and he was standing on the apron. Penta ended up ignoring him because Kaiser was going to distract Penta. Pete Dunne ended up kicking Penta in the head, and Pete Dunne rolled Penta up. He started grabbing Penta's tights for the win, but Penta ended up kicking out. Mm-hmm. So Pete Dunne and Kaiser were arguing, which that led to Kaiser turn his back on Pete Dunne on the apron. Penta quickly drove Pete Dunne into Kaiser, knocked Kaiser off the apron, and Penta then ended up hitting the Penta driver, and he ended up winning the match. And this led to Kaiser attacking Penta from behind, and Pete Dunne pulled Kaiser out of the ring. They started brawling at ringside. Penta then wiped out Pete Dunne and Kaiser with an awesome-looking Tope Con Holo. Tope Con Holo on Pete Dunne and Kaiser. I think we're going to get, a match between Kaiser and Pete Dunne here. I mean, it's heel versus heel.
It's gonna be phenomenal.
Maybe you add Penta in there, have a triple threat.
Now, if you give Dunne and Penta a pay-per-view level match, we can see an NXT takeover style of match. And if we want that, I mean, I'm all down. I'm all down for that.
I would look forward to that. Next, we had Roxanne Perez versus Raquel Rodriguez, Elimination Chamber qualifying match. This was surprisingly a solid match here. Roxanne Perez carried this match, throughout. Raquel, I thought she did pretty decently here. Obviously, Roxanne Perez ended up winning the match because you had Bianca Belair and Naomi end up coming out. Of course, on SmackDown, I forgot to mention when we talked about SmackDown, Nick Aldis had footage that he showed Bianca and Naomi on Who Attacked Jade Cargill. And in the video, we saw Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez there. So pretty much basically Bianca and Naomi think that Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez attacked Jade Cargill. But I think this is a red herring situation here. I don't think Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez attack Jade Cargill. I think it will either be Naomi or they go with the predictable route and be Bianca Belair. But
yeah, which I'm hoping not. God.
But I'm hoping they go with Naomi, who was the attacker for Jade Cargill. But pretty much this was only done because of Liv and Raquel, wanted to get a shot at the women's tag team titles, which is confirmed for next week on Raw. So, but it was a good match, and Roxanne Perez deserved the win. The New Day, I'm so over the New Day. Nothing is progressing with Kofi and Xavier Woods. I said that at the Royal Rumble we might get Big E back in the Rumble, but obviously that wasn't the case because I thought that Big E would come back in the Rumble if he was medically cleared and just throw Kofi and Xavier over the top rope and we get something going between Big E and Kofi and Xavier Woods. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. And this is leading to nowhere with Xavier and Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, and their heat's pretty much gone now.
Yeah. It's like whenever they're on TV, I'm just gonna be like, all right, this is a waste. Oh, we're just gonna come out there, we're just gonna shit on the fans and do what we do, just act heels.
Yeah, cheap heat.
Cheap heat.
That's basically cheap heat.
Hey, our buddy Richard Benson.
What's up?
I got a question. What happens to be your favorite wrestling promotion that's so underrated? Lucha Underground.
Underrated?
Yeah.
Now or in the past?
Yeah, let us know during 2002. But
if we're talking about now,
underrated to me, Lucha Underground from the past.
For me, it was probably late 2000s to about Hogan era of TNA. From the time probably 2007, 2008 until Hogan came in, that was prime TNA right there. And then after that, fine. And then AEW 2019 to Punk leaving.
Yeah.
And after that, everything went to shit. But
those were the best times of AEW. Now, I saw the card for tonight, and it just looks meh. It looks mid.
I haven't even seen anything on it. So, and I don't want to.
Good thing. Main event was Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor, Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Very good match. This was, in my opinion, the best match of the night. And they delivered, Rollins and Balor. And I know that there's a point in the match where you had Rollins end up in the pedigree to Balor, and he went for the cover, and the ref kind of like botched the crowd was like 1, 2, 3, and then they were chanting, "Oh, the ref sucks," and he had Rollins do the "suck it" to the ref.
Yeah,
Which that was the second time that it happened in the night. The first time was in the Dominic and Styles match, where the crowd was like 1, 2, 3, and then the ref was late on that, so it was another botch.
And he probably got his ass reamed for it. So
yeah, but Seth Rollins won the match, and he now joins Cena, Punk, Damian Priest, Logan Paul, and Drew McIntyre in the Elimination Chamber.
Pretty solid show. A better Raw than SmackDown was. This felt like it was exactly the length it needed to be at 2.5 hours. I am enjoying it. The pacing is a lot better. Pretty solid matches, and building a good card and building a lot of stuff for the Chamber and Mania very, very well.
What's up, Muhammad?
What's up?
Rich said it's going to be Styles versus Balor at Mania.
Give them a good match. That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah. Also, Sosako versus Jacob Fatu.
Yep.
That's a Mania quality match there. But yeah, Raw was a decent show on Monday.
Very solid.
I feel like WWE puts all their effort into Monday Night Raw than into SmackDown.
Yeah, pretty much because they're on Netflix and they know that they have to impress some people. On there, it's a lot more likely that a non-fan would be watching.
Yeah.
But there was that. The two shows were together, they were fine. Raw was much better. SmackDown was eh. But we will see what happened on this week's SmackDown as a go-home show.
Yep, for Elimination Chamber.
Yep. And we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. I'm just hoping we get some good build.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I won't be I probably won't be watching SmackDown on Friday. So if you guys are watching, there'll possibly be no review of SmackDown on Friday. So just wanted to let you all know that. Moving on to the next topic. Seth Rollins having discussions about a creative role in WWE. And I got this off of WrestleView. I always use WrestleView for news, among other sites. So Rollins had a interview with Kim Bahassan on Bloomberg Television. And he kept saying that even though at 38 years old, his retirement is still a ways off. And that he has had discussions with WWE about a potential creative role in the company. Rollins ended up saying, and I quote, "It's still ways off, obviously. I mean, I'm closer to the end of my career than the beginning, but the end ain't here yet. I'm kind of in my prime right now. My mental and physical are kind of like locked in right now, where my physical hasn't declined too much, and my mental side is really on the rise, as I'm starting to see the industry from a different angle. That part I'm really focused on. I think we're in the early stages of conversation about what it might look like for me in the future, in an executive or in a creative role, or whatever that may be. But again, that's in its infancy. That's like hey, maybe, what would you think down the road? Right now, I'm focused on what I'm doing in the ring and helping out there as best as I can." End quote. So, Rollins, possibly, like when he retires, he's going to be, a mainstay in WWE, helping future superstars, along the line, and, pretty much, having a creative role maybe, or executive role, whatever that may be. But I would like to see Rollins, have a certain role backstage, away, from the ring, see what, he could do. I think this might benefit Rollins in the future when it's time for him to hang up his boots.
I feel the same exact way. I think he'd be a very good producer and help out some young talent. He's sort of sort of doing that now with his school, so he knows what he's doing. And along the way, I mean, with what Hunter has done for him, he can guide him in the way of a producer, and he's been there long enough. He knows what to do. And the same can be said with Bailey. She said she wants to do the same exact thing here.
I see her doing that.
Yeah, she's doing that now. I mean, she's helping with Roxanne. She's building her up, and she's going to do the same thing with Cora. So they're building those two up. They're doing a great job with them. I am looking forward to that. I think they'll be a good team together. When TJ eventually has to step away, the perfect person to take over the women's side is Bailey.
Yeah,
she's the perfect woman. With Charlotte, she'll probably help out a little bit. I think she'll still be in the backstage. But with Bailey, she's the locker room leader. She knows how to lead. She knows how to form everything. She knows how to map out a full match. I think that's a great job and a great idea for both her and Seth.
I agree. He said AJ Styles catching that sure was cool. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
After that match, Braun Breaker came out. After Styles and Dominic, and Braun Breaker ended up trying to go for a spear to Styles, but Styles moved out of the way, and Breaker actually speared Dominic, which Dominic, I have to say, sold the hell out of that spear.
He sells like none other. He sells like nothing I've seen.
And it's going to be leading to maybe we have a match at maybe Elimination Chamber, where it will be Styles versus Braun Breaker, or they might extend it out and we get a WrestleMania match with Styles and Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. I would like to see that. I'm saying I think Seth could be a Shawn Michaels.
Oh yeah, 100%.
When it comes to creative. He kept saying I think now you should take over the women's side.
She'll probably take over for a little bit of it. I think she might want to start a family soon. I think maybe.
Yeah.
Because she's on the older side. But I think she'll be. I think if anything, she'll probably be down in NXT than anything else. So she can stay home down there and stay close to Florida.
Yeah. I agree on that. But it will be Bailey. It'll be Bailey taking the role of doing stuff. Next, we'll get into the AEW ring controversy, which let's see here. What's going on?
Hi, everybody. So, I will say one thing before we get into all of the talk of the ring. There was one good thing about this. There was one very good thing that I liked about this AEW show. I've only seen this one clip, but I think it's a testament of what the AEW fans do. AEW fans know how to respect everybody. They know how to respect a wrestler. So what they did here with Edge, Adam Copeland, or Cope, I hate that freaking name. Cope came out, his music stopped, and what they did here with that, with what they did with Cope, singing his song, that was great.
You talk about the NXT AEW Grand Slam?
Yep. I'm just saying the one good thing about it. The one good thing.
I did see that. I saw that video.
That was the one good thing. It showed Edge that he still has something in him, and it still showed him that people still care for him no matter where he is. They're in Australia. Australia doesn't get a lot of wrestling, so the other countries normally get a lot of they get more excited over them. Yeah. But there's the main topic.
Yeah, look at this small ring that they had.
My ring I played with as a kid looks bigger than that.
Yeah. So, everybody was talking about this for the show. Uh, Controversy has emerged regarding the ring used at AEW Grand Slam Australia. While social media claims suggested that AEW had forgotten to ship their ring to Brisbane due to flight time and miscalculations. I call bullshit on that.
Yep.
This has been definitely proven false. No. The ring used at the Australian event was an 18 by 18 ring. That does not look like no 18 by 18 ring. That looks more like a 16 by 16 ring.
And that's what it was confirmed as. Multiple wrestlers and multiple people backstage in AEW said it was a 16 by 16.
Yeah. They're trying to cover it up.
Yeah.
This ring is smaller than AEW standard 20 by 20 ring used here in the US. It was rented from local promotion PWA as part of a business arrangement made months in advance. The 18 by 18 size is actually an industry standard used by numerous prominent wrestling promotions, including TNA, Ring of Honor, and most independent companies. WCW and WCW also used 18-foot rings until they shuttered in 2001. I think they typoed there and said East. I think they were going to mention ECW. AEW has not shipped their rings overseas as a standard practice. This approach is similar to WWE, which maintains rings in overseas locations rather than shipping them for international events, which is a smart thing.
Mm-hmm.
The ring aprons and other elements were properly scaled from the 18 by 18 dimensions, contrary to claims suggesting otherwise. Additionally, most AEW wrestlers are. What was that?
No, they weren't. Did you see how much space there was?
Yeah, there was so much space.
That's what it looked like.
And then, QT Marshall says this. He tried to talk back to Steve Muhlhausen, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, on Twitter, on X, and said the AEW ring is a design that only AEW has. It's very rare that an independent company or a major company has a 20-foot ring. This ring is an 18-foot ring. No, it's not. TNA has been using for years an older Ring of Honor as well. Why is this a talking point? It's not our first time using an 18-foot ring. Yeah,
it looks more than fuck.
Yeah. And Will Ospreay end up saying, "Oh, I like the ring." Really?
Yeah, because he wants to keep his job.
Yeah. And also, you look at this. That is not no 18 by 18 ring. If it was an 18 by 18 ring, it would be out to like there, where the mouse is. Right there.
Now, here's the thing. This show has been a disaster from the very beginning. Because one, you can even air the thing live. Like you advertised you were going to air it live. They advertised that it was going to be live. The issue is you cannot do it live from Australia unless you do it in the early morning. Very few AEW fans will get up early in the morning to watch a wrestling show. I did it once. I did it for the 2018 show that the WWE did in Super Showdown in Brisbane, Australia. I did that one. That was 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. That started here. Okay. Thankfully, I did that because.
Thankfully, I was not up to watch that.
I woke up to watch that. It was a decent show. This is bullshit. It's bullshit. I mean, you are telling me there isn't other wrestling promotions down there that can give you a bigger ring? Yes, there are.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the guys there are not used to a 18 by 18 ring. And with AEW trying to cover their ass by saying what they said, yeah, it's an industry practice that you don't send rings over there. It's an industry practice.
And with them lying about this, it just makes them, not trust It makes the fans not trusting them.
And for weeks, they said it was going to be live. They said it was going to be at 8 o'clock. The stupid fuckers in the promotion department didn't even bother to look at the TBS schedule or the NBA schedule.
The TNT schedule.
Yep.
Yeah, because it was on TNT, not TBS.
Oh yeah.
So, but
yeah,
they
just
NBA,
didn't care.
Yeah, because the NBA All-Star game.
Yeah, and then they didn't even say a time.
Yeah,
they just said after the All-Star game. Okay, so you're telling me that you can't put the show on Max first at 8 o'clock? If you want to watch it on Max, you can watch it at your regularly scheduled programming time. Great. You didn't give a time of when it was going to air. You booked this like it was going to be a pay-per-view. You built this like it was going to be a pay-per-view and said it multiple times and said it's a 2-hour show. So you sent your guys over there for a 2-hour show. Great idea. You are not doing anything constructive with this. And I think that they made the AEW deal. The Australian, whoever they work with there, made the deal before the show went on the air. Before any of this. So they announced it. They saw good ticket sales. Australia doesn't get a lot of big wrestling stuff. So it's a given that is going to sell well. It's a given. Because to watch it live, they have to be up, let's see. When I did my interview, it was a 15-hour difference. So when I did my interview with a movie director at 7 p.m. our time, it's 10 a.m. over there. 10 a.m. the next day. So 15-hour difference. You can't do a live show at 10 p.m. and expect us to watch it live here. Unless you're a hockey fan or a baseball fan or a basketball fan. Then they'll do that because they're more engineered for that. Wrestling fans, we are petty as hell. We like to go to bed. 10:30, I'm ready to go to bed. I don't want to watch a wrestling show starting at 10:30.
And I didn't even watch the show because the NBA All-Star game led into that time of 10:30.
And that's why I wouldn't do it.
I think by the time I flipped onto TNT, I think it was like after 11 that the show started.
Yeah. And I didn't even bother to watch it. And they decided to do it, I believe it was the same time, the same day that NXT was on. So you had plenty of time.
Yeah, you had Vengeance Day, and then after that you had AEW Grand Slam Australia.
And for somebody like my grandma, she watched the NXT show. She's used to watching the AEW show as well. So she thought, if it's on at 10, fine. I told her, hey, it's not going to start till 10:30. But there's that. It's bullshit. And that ring, yes. If you wanted to make a 18 by 18, a 16 by 16, a 14 by 3, whatever the fuck the measurements are, just be honest about it. Don't cover your ass about it, and say, hey, this was the deal that was made months in advance. And if you were doing it months in advance, you should have known the NBA All-Star date. You should have known that. TNT should have told you that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Discovery also should have told them that as well.
But hey, what is the last topic on the show?
We're gonna breeze through these two quickly. Let's get the comments here. Richard said, "Bless you." He said, "How about NXT with Ricky Saints and the Hardys?" Very good.
Very good show. Very good show.
AEW needs to sacrifice Tony Khan Aztec style to get better, just like the Jets need to do to name it. That's a good one. Next, we're going to go into Triple H unveiling new men and women's titles for WWE ID.
Mm-hmm.
And this is coming off of WrestleView. And Triple H unveiled these on Twitter. He took to Twitter yesterday to unveil new men's and women's independent development championship belts. tournament. There's going to be a tournament to crown the new champions. Will be held throughout various independent wrestling promotions and only defended on the independent scene. So these titles will be defended on indie wrestling promotions. WWE ID was launched this past October as a way to help independent wrestlers become potential future WWE superstars. One aspect of the element of the program is recruiting talents from independent promotions under an agreement that would provide them with financial opportunity and assist with training, mentorship, and development.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the other titles that Triple H ended up unveiling for the men and the women's. I think the women's is the white there. Men is the black strap there. I think they look cool. And I think this is a good idea to have indie wrestlers there face for those titles. I like that. It's a tournament. We all know that Triple H loves his tournaments, but this is a very good idea to have these two titles just be flown around in the indies.
I think I have a feeling who the first woman is going to be. The men, I have no clue. But speaking on that, once we get to it, I think this is a great idea. Great idea. Very, very smart. I think that the first woman is probably going to be Smiley Kylie Ray. I think that's your best option there. She was a big star in AEW. She was on a little bit of WWE, just a little bit, not much. But I think that's a very smart idea to do this. Give the tournament something and make it mean something. And now that you have the championship, I think that leads to them signing a contract. They'll do this again and again, and I think this is a very smart idea.
I think it's a very smart idea as well. So, but overall, I like the ID, the WWE ID. Liked how these are flowing titles, like I said, in the indies it's going to be. And I'm very much looking forward to who's going to be crowned the men and women's ID champions.
Mm-hmm.
So, and our final topic, WrestleMania 42. We got a location confirmed, and WWE has yet to confirm this themselves, but I've seen reports online that the official location for WrestleMania 42 is going to be New Orleans, which WWE likes going to New Orleans because we got it with WrestleMania 30, we got it with 34,
mm-hmm.
and now we're going to get it with 42. So that's going to be the location confirmed. WWE is probably going to confirm it after Elimination Chamber or during probably WrestleMania, because I remember last year WrestleMania they confirmed where it was going to be for next year. For next year in Vegas. So I have a sense that we're going to get that confirmed sooner or later.
I think this is a good move. They know they make a lot of money there. It's a rich area. In New Orleans, they love the wrestling scene. A lot of companies seem to go there. Very, very smart idea. I'm looking forward to it, seeing what they book for it. We just know it's gonna be a massive hot crowd, and that's what we want for a Mania is a hot crowd.
Yeah, and New Orleans, has for WrestleMania 30 and 34, they were hot crowds. I like the presentation for both of them in the Superdome.
Mm-hmm.
So, I know I was a bit biased on it coming to New Orleans again because we just had it with WrestleMania 34, and that was back in
2019.
2019, yeah, it was back in 2019. So you're having 2018. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 2018. So
18.
That's going to be 8 years since WrestleMania 34. So I'm like, all right, we're going back to New Orleans since 8 years ago. Not too long. I mean, I would like to see WrestleMania go to other locations like you mentioned earlier, Ohio.
Come to Columbus, Ohio. You have the
Chicago.
shoe. Go to Chicago. You're gonna
Yeah,
go to Indianapolis.
Yeah,
So why not?
Yeah, last time Chicago had a WrestleMania was 22.
Yeah,
WrestleMania 22. And that's
20
almost
years.
over 20 years ago. You count next year, 2026, that's 20 years ago that Chicago hosted a WrestleMania.
But hey, we'll see. Maybe we'll get one close to here. But
And
at least it's on the East Coast. At least.
I mean,
At least on the Eastern side.
Yeah, there's been rumor talks of how they want WrestleMania in the UK and possibly Saudi, which I already know that there's going to be a Saudi WrestleMania coming.
Yeah, hands down. Which we know it's coming. We just need to be ready for it, and we're just gonna have to live with it. But
yeah,
there we go, everybody. There was the show.
There was all our topics. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Right now, AEW Dynamite is on, and we got MJF and Hangman Page in the ring together, which I am interested in what they will do. So this is what we have for the Dynamite card tonight. Unfortunately, MJF and Hangman Page face-to-face is ongoing now. Orange Cassidy versus Roderick Strong in a Revolution International Championship Series. I guess the winner gets a shot at the International Championship.
Mm-hmm.
We have Powerhouse Hobbs versus Big Bill in the street fight. Chris Statlander versus Megan Bayne, which Megan Bayne, I have to say, she is very good in the ring. We also have the Ops, Hook, Samoa Joe, and Katsuyori Shibata versus the Patriarchy and Christian Cage, Kip Sabian, and Nick Wayne. Which, the Ops name, I'm like, what kind of a name is that for a team? For a tag team?
They're trying to make their own version of the Shield, and it's not working.
Yeah, but Samoa Joe, good to see him back. But him teaming with Hook and Shibata, that's not gonna push Joe that much.
No.
I mean, Joe deserves better. So, but yeah, that's your card for Dynamite, which is now on TBS. But just wanted to show you guys that card if you are watching AEW, and if you'll tune in right now after we sign off. But this was a great episode. Hour 18 minutes for the show. I know we said we would keep it short, but we had a lot of stuff to talk about and chat. But thank you all for watching. Thank you, Noah, once again for doing this, and hope you all enjoyed this episode. And we'll be back next week for episode 5, possible. So thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one. So see you all.